Hope you all are having fun with the app that you have created so far. All right, as I mentioned, we are not done with the app yet. All right, what are we going to do now to make it even better? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is, as you can see right now, when we click on the button hit me, all right, it keeps repeating the same sentence, correct? And if you want to change the sentence, we are currently changing it over here in the message box here. Okay, what we want to do right now is we want the user to be able to key in, all right, a text string, and then we uh, use that text string and pass it over to the text to speech converter. All right, now how do we go about doing this? Okay, in order to capture the user input, okay, what we are going to do is we're going to use this text box over here. So over on the left hand side panel, under the user interface tab, we have a text box feature. What we're going to do is going to drag out this text box, okay, and put it on top of the hit me button. Okay, once we do that, you can see that there is a box that appears here, and at the same time over at your live view of your screen, you can see that it gets updated. All right, as I mentioned, sometimes this connection can get dropped. So when you see that you're doing some activity on the screen but you don't see any update, okay, over your phone, all right, that means your connection has dropped. Then you need to reconnect again. All right, now uh, let's look at this text box. What you see is you have very grayed out text here that says hint for text box 1. Okay, so this is usually to provide some sort of hint to the user on what they should enter. Okay, so for example, if it's meant to capture the password, all right, then you can say enter your password here. All right, but if you do not want to provide any hint, you can just go all the way to the right, the properties for the text box 1. All right, and select the hint text and delete it. Okay, once that is done, the hint is no longer seen. All right, and the next thing is we want to also rename this text box 1. So instead of having it as text box 1, we're going to click on the rename button, and we're going to say ttm tb and talk to me text box. Okay, and I'm going to click on OK. Now what else can we do? All right, so you can see here that when the text box appears on the screen, it seems to occupy a certain amount of space. And if we want the text box to occupy the full width of the screen, what we can do is under the properties, for width currently is automatic, we can select that and change it to fill parent. Right, when we say fill parent, what it does is it fills up the entire space available, okay, based on the space that it has. Right, so if I click on OK, you will see that right now the text box expands to fill up the entire width of the screen. Okay, right now, okay, we're going to leave it as that. All right, and we're going to go over to the blocks view. All right, and in the blocks view, what we're going to do is currently the message here, which is how cool is that, we're going to remove that, okay, and send it over to the trash can here. And over at the left hand side, since we've added a text box component that is now available here, when I click on it, you can see that all the functions associated with the text box will appear. And what is it we want to capture from the text box? We want to capture the text that the user has entered, right? So if we scroll down here, there is one function here that says ttm_tb.text. All right, if you will notice that many of these functions have a set function, and the other, though it is not mentioned, it is implied that it's a get function. So there's a get and a set. Get means you want to get the current information based on this property. Set is if you want to set some new information or some new parameters for this property. All right, so right now what I want is I want to get the text that the user has entered in the text box. Okay, so as you can see, once I move my mouse over that box, the pop-up also gives me that hint that it actually returns the text box contents. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this, okay, and move over and put it over here, okay, as the message that will be sent to the text to speech converter. Okay, so right now what is going to happen when I click on the hit me button, I'm going to call text to speech converter, and I'm going to pass in the text that was entered in the text box. All right, so that is what is going to happen. Previously it was a fixed text, now it's going to be the text that was entered in the text box. All right, let me just go back to the designer view now. Okay, now let's try to press on the hit me button. If you press on the hit me button right now, you see that there is nothing being said because the text box is empty. So I'm going to click on the text box, and as you can see, the moment you click on the text box, the keypad automatically appears, correct? Because it is actually a text box that is meant to capture user input. All right, so now I'm going to key in, how are you? All right, and then I'm going to click on hit me.
How are you? How are you?
So you can see right now, instead of having a fixed text, I can actually key in any text and it will actually read it out for me. All right, and if you will try numbers, all right, you will see how it interprets it.
123,456.
All right, so it actually interprets it as a proper number. Okay, if you wanted to see it as each individual number, you put a space.
123456.
All right, so you can see that the text to speech converter is actually quite smart. Okay, it does know how to interpret the text that we key in a very human readable format. All right, so this is the first extension to the app. All right, so do try it out, okay, and have fun with it. Okay, I'll see you soon in the next video to extend this app just a little bit more. All right, thank you.